Hello, duelists, and welcome to the King's Courts. Or if this is your first time here, hi there. Now, if you're new to the channel, this is going to be the 20 something. Oh man, I think we're close to 30. Install 30 since I think it's the 23rd. The title will correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes I lose track. Installment of the Locals Report series. Now, I haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks, mainly because I haven't really had a chance to play my locals in a couple of weeks because, well, stuff has come up, stuff like that, sort of thing. And even when I did play last week, I don't like to cut. I want to obviously. I don't sugarcoat it. I go over all my matches how how they went. I don't hide the fact that I do. I don't. It's like I do mention when I lose. Obviously, that's I don't like to just put when I win because I feel like that's boring. No one wants to hear that. So basically, last week I lost out on getting. Chandler Michael got second place last week, and it was his first time playing at our locals in a couple of weeks. Not a couple of weeks, a while actually. Mainly because what's it called? He's been having like some issues figuring out what deck does he want to play. He focuses on his Earth machines, but he wasn't really sure where to go with that right now because there hasn't really been like a lot of differences. Different stuff he can play in it until recently because there's like new ways he's been trying the deck out. So that's why last week he played his Plunders. So, but if you haven't seen that deck profile, go ahead and go check it out. He goes over his games there too. Now, a week ago, I already went over the current build I'm playing, and this deck is pretty much the exact same. If you want to go see that deck profile, I'll leave a link in the description. I did make though a few tweaks and changes though. For the record, I got third at my locals most previous tournament, so I like the changes I made. Now, originally, if you look at the deck profile that I put up last week, this is the same build that I did play. I did make some last minute changes though. Originally, I was main decking Forbidden Droplets. And don't get me wrong, I like Forbidden Droplets a lot. It's an amazing card. But there were times where in testing, I didn't really need it as much, and there were other cards I wish I had instead. Like if I was deciding to go first or something, there were other cards I wish I switched out or stuff like that. Or if I was even deciding to go second, like if I plan on setting it or something, I would rather have had like Ash or Drop or that sort of thing. Ash, Draw and Lock, stuff like that. So that's basically what my thought process was. So I decided to switch it out. Now, sorry, allergies. That time of year, right? So instead, I decided to side them out. I also ended up, if you saw like I said, the deck profile I saw, if you watched it, you probably also know in the side deck I was playing Solemn Judgment, but I decided to switch those out, like I said there, because I wanted to go back to playing Rivalry of the Warlords because one, if I go first or something either way, if Rivalry is set or something and I have everything set up, it's pretty much a blowout unless I'm going against other decks that I worry because like there are a lot of decks right now that play like a mishmash of stuff, but the only decks that it doesn't really affect are like Unchained, Rescue Ace, Pearly. So decks like those, but decks like Tier Limits, this card can be pretty messed up. I mean, let's be real. This plus Dark Law, that's pretty good right there against Tier Limits. Seems how these days they gotta play like a whole mishmash of stuff. They gotta play the Kashtira's, the Tier Limits themselves, Malicious. Man, I'm pretty sure every hero player, when they see them play Malicious, is like, but it's all good fun. But basically, so I decided to go back to Rivalries. Plus, Solemn Judgment, I love the card, but to be perfectly honest, I was just getting sick of always losing to time and paying because I ended up paying like half my life points with either Solemn or Hero Lives. So I decided to try this out, and actually, it worked out just fine. There was actually a couple of times where my opponent couldn't nib me because they were already locked into another monster type. So, and because it was nib is rock, good, go right there. I was good. So it was a bit of a short one only because like people didn't show, not as many people as usual show up. We usually have like 4 or 5 rounds. We were gonna have a fourth one, but some people dropped because some people were getting ready for holidays coming up. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, a lot of people in this area do, so they're getting ready for that because like a lot of people, including some friends of mine, are flying out of town to go see their families. So not as many people, but I did get a good amount of playtesting. Like I said, I did pretty well. So I only lost one match. I lost to Vanquish Soul, which, oh man, okay. I played against this person using Vanquish Soul before, and we have like a back and forth. Sometimes he wins, sometimes I get it. But the problem was I bricked super hard against the guy. But I'll go over that when I'm going over all the matches. So might as well just get into that now. So before we do, might as well get the shameless plugging out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and follow our social media so you don't miss out on future videos. So, like I said, if you're new to the channel, like I said, this is the Locals Report series where I take my main deck, which again I've mentioned before, and you can tell by the mat. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, you already know it's Heroes. And I go compete in my locals weekly tournament, and I try to place as high as possible. It's a way to like test out the hero deck and keep improving on it as we keep going. Because I feel like that's the cool thing with Heroes. There's like tons of different ways you can play it. And this was pretty sweet too, because not only that, a friend of mine who I think is subscribed to the channel hooked me up with one of the quarter century Ferrises. So this card is just gorgeous. I love it. Now I gotta get two more. Anyone else do that? When they get a rarity of a specific card, they gotta get two more to match. I always do that. Luckily, we only play one Neo, so I only need one of those. So it's good there. So, like I said, it was 3 rounds, and the first round, what was it again? I played against. Shoot, oh man, my mind's drawing a blank because there's like a lot of stuff that happened that day. Man, I managed to get a lot of play tests. Oh yeah, I played against ninjas, and this deck was pretty cool. I didn't know what to do though. I didn't really know what to decide because I've only played against ninjas a couple times. I knew rivalries wasn't going to do anything, so basically though. But here's the sad part: both times, turn 1, I'm not gonna lie, I got the nuts. The dude didn't draw. He did draw Ash once, so he used it to stop my Hero Lives to go into Stratos. But that was it. After that, I managed to open up on a mean field. I managed to end on a field of, let's see. There it is. I had favorite contacts set up to go into Neo's Wingman. And I had a field of, also, I managed to draw really well, so I managed to get, unfortunately, I had to use Plasma too because he Stratos my plan. I had to Foolish Burial Plasma, Dark Law because he hit Stratos, so I had to do that. But basically, I ended on a field of favorite contacts set with that so that I can go into Neos Wingman. What's it called? With DPE and Sunrise. So like this was the field I ended on right here, these 3, and like I said, during his turn, I had favorite contact ready, and because ninjas, like a lot of them are like different attributes, there was more stuff to blow up because remember that's how Neo Swingman works. For every attribute in the field, including your opponent's monsters, you get to blow up a card. So he's a light, and so is Sunrise, and because because Plasma and DPE are both dark. Combined with his monsters, I got to blow up his whole field, basically. So, I pretty much had a good game right there. Game 2, I had a feeling he wanted to go first, and I was right. This is where it gets mean, though. A lot of times we end up siding, and we never see the stuff we want, right? Like, we never see the cards we actually sided in. This time, I actually got it. I sided in, and I opened up. No kidding. Evenly matched and Lightning Storm. So, it's hilarious. He did a bunch of ninjutsu Naruto stuff. I'm kidding. He ended up on a field like a bunch of ninja stuff. So, I evenly matched. And he didn't see that coming because he did side deck anti-spell fragrance. So basically, I evenly matched, and after that, he had to lose summon limit, and then he wasn't expecting it. I lightning stormed his last card away, and after that, I just set up and I was good. So he pretty much dropped it. He pretty much we pretty much GG'd right there because that was crazy. So that was game two, round two. Like I said, Vanquish Soul. Now this is the crazy one. Sadly I lost 2-0 because I bricked twice. I am not even kidding. I remember the exact hand because it was nuts. It was. Let's see. Oh, there it is. 2. Yeah, there it is. Oh man, this hand was so bad. This is the first time this happened. 2, 3, 4. Maybe an argument should be made that I should have sided these out, but or something. But oh man, favorite contact. It's an amazing card when it goes your way, but sometimes it doesn't. This was the exact hand I opened up with, and I wrote down in my notes on my phone because this hand was just too nuts, man. I opened up Mass Change, Liquid Soldier, Favorite Contact, Miracle Fusion, and Poly. Couldn't do anything. He bricked 2, so the game actually went a while. Our first game went like 20 minutes, so we were both basically going back and forth waiting to draw something. But he managed to get the card he needed. By the time I did, it was too late, so couldn't really do anything. GG right there. And then game 2, oh man, the same thing happened. I bricked again, and this usually doesn't happen. Heroes are pretty consistent. I even decided to make sure, because I went first. Literally, practically the same hand. Let's see. It was a little bit better because I did drew Imperm. Unfortunately, though, he did have the Ash to stop Stratos searching, so I couldn't really do much else after that. It was a grind game too. We almost win the time, but he managed to get it though. So I just he got it. Good game though. So dude was really cool though. He's really fun to play. So basically, other than that, we just ended up talking about hero stuff because we both were like, yo, when are we gonna get a Wing Karibo Neos fusion? Anybody else want to see that? We got Yubel and Neos, so when are we gonna get Wing Karibo and Neos, right? Anyone else wish there was one? And what would it be too? If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments what you think a Neos Wing Karibo fusion would be. That would be so amazing. So that was game 2. In game 3, round 3, again, there was going to be like a 4-2 with some people had to drop. It happens a lot. Game 3, I played against channel member Michael. And it was not easy. Now, if anybody is watching this has played against Earth Machines or even likes to play Earth Machines themselves, it is not an easy deck to play against. Oh man, so I got the first game because I went game 1 and I actually got the God Hand. I literally ended on the field of, just like my first round, I ended on DPE Sunrise. Favorite contact set ready. So basically, Neo Swingman. Oh, what there. And I drew really well and didn't have to use Shadow Mist this time. So I managed to end on Dark Law. And a friend actually hooked me up with one of these new 25th Century rarities. Looks great, honestly. So I actually drew Nasty, so I got turn 1. He couldn't really do much against that. So that was game 1. Game 2, he got it because he ashed and free. I was going turn 1, but he ashed and rolled me, so I couldn't even do anything. So what can you do? Can't really do much against that. And then game 3 took forever because we both basically drew cards that countered each other. He wanted to go. Okay. I went first game 1, and then I tried since he lost. He wanted to go turn. He wanted to go turn 1, which he did. Though I guess he basically kept in his hand trap stuff because he knows how heroes work. Again, it's channel remind. Please remember the channel. That's why I call him that in every video. So he knows, and we've been playing against each other for years. He knows how heroes work, and he knows that Droll is how you and Ash can really hurt the deck. So especially Droll. So he kept those, and it paid off. And then game 3, I went first, but not only did he nib me, even though he nibbed me, I still managed to end on a field of DPE and Plasma. And luckily, that was enough to really get through his stuff because a lot of his stuff really need his effects to go off. Basically, I got lucky, and game 3, he had stuff to stop me, but he basically had a lot of hand traps as well. But basically, I managed to get game 3 thanks to Plasma DPE. Because I could have ended on, again, Droll, Wingman and all them, but unfortunately, he, like I said, the Rock, what can you do? That's the thing. Either you can negate Nib, or you can try to play through it. And luckily, heroes have, a lot of resources to where if we do get nibbed, it sucks. But if you have enough resources, if you haven't used, your malicious or something, it really depends. But basically, I managed to end going on this, and it was barely enough to get through. So that was all the rounds, and I'm very happy that next week is going to be the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Is going to be our locals basically finally has become an official OTS store. So I'll finally be able to start getting some OTS packs. So be able to start see what I pull, right? So that was basically it. The deck worked super well, and like I said, I managed to get third. So I think I could have also gotten if I didn't break against the guy playing Vanquish Soul, the guy who did end up getting first, I've beaten before. So because he's playing the same deck that he's been playing the same deck for a while. He tried Rescue Ace, but then he went back to the Chicken McNugget deck. So I know how to play against that deck. So I probably could have gotten, but hey, what can you do, right? It happens. So I'm actually really happy, like I said, with the way the deck plays. The only thing I might change up, I mentioned this during the deck profile, Dark Angel just isn't really cutting it right now. I like keeping Dark Angel because sometimes, Confusion Destiny and all that, sometimes if I draw into Malicious or Denier, I like having another card I can use for Fusion Summoning or stuff like that. With Fusion Destiny, especially if I don't want to waste Plasma. So I like having that, but I don't know. Maybe I might cut Dark Angel, or maybe side it at least, and try something else. Maybe another Destiny hero. I don't know. That's just Decider. That one's pretty good. Maybe I don't know. I might try it out, or maybe there's always Celestial Dynatag. Those two. So there's always something I don't know. It's an idea I'm having. Someone I might try out, but everything else has worked just fine. I'm actually glad I did switch out the, what's it called? I'm glad I did switch out the, what's it called? The Forbidden Droplets. I don't know why I'm tongue-tied. Because I ended up main decking a 3 each of Imperm, Droll, and Ash, because these cards might be the best hand traps to use right now, because there's just so much searching and so much playing from the deck right now that it's really necessary. And I'm also still setting nibs, so these are probably I think, it's pretty much what everyone would agree with. These are the core hand traps you usually see. So I'm citing though nib just because, and main decking these 3. So I'll still show like I said, I'll link the deck profile that I shared. If you haven't already seen it at least, go and go check it out. But like I said, I switched out the droplets, and I'm siding them instead to main deck Droll and Lockbird instead. And I switched out Solemn Judgment for Rivalry of the Warlords. Everything else on the deck is the same. Although, like I said, I might consider cutting out Dark Angel. So that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, if you made it this far, thank you so much. I actually really appreciate it. Man, we're almost to 200 subscribers, so if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And we'll be back with more Yu-Gi-Oh content soon. Like I said, I'm really excited to be able to start getting more practice in with the deck, and now that our store is going to be an OTS store, so I'm really excited. So you're ready for that? I'm excited. And that's pretty much everything. Take care and have a great. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, have a great Thanksgiving, and if you don't, have a great week. Take care. Bye.